This is with a friend of mine by the name of Patrick Mabasa. He comes from an area called Giani and a place in a province called Limpopo. Now, Patrick is a school teacher. He comes from a very poor background. It's a very poor area. A lot of people don't have running water. Well, he doesn't have running water. He's got very little electricity in his house. And I phoned Patrick because Patrick is very inspirational. Now, weekend's course that we did with Robin Banks, he spoke about a couple of things that really tickle for who we have all been born for greatness, but we are conditioned not to believe in ourselves. Now, Patrick is a person who is in an area where a lot of people are like himself, and he's decided, he knows he's been born for greatness. He knows that he wants to actually make changes in people's lives. So Patrick's actually gone out there, found a way to help kids, and he's been absolutely amazing and inspirational. So his interview is fascinating about that. Everybody around him is struggling, but he's done well. I must admit, he's a very humble man. That's another point that came up this weekend. Patrick does recognize that his local chief is extremely supportive of him. His local headmistress is extremely supportive of him, and they enable him to do what he does. So he is very mindful of the kind of support that he gets on his side. However, Patrick still has taken it to another level in developing the children in his area. Enjoy the interview. He is absolutely fascinating.
I went in the car so that we are not distracted by other things outside. This area, all I can say is that from Thursday last week, when the message was conveyed that the people have to be indoors, from Thursday and Friday it was fine. The people were locked themselves in their families. But on Saturday, that was the moment that you can see that there was a movement outside. To date, people are moving there and there, but when it comes to the shops, Thursday and Friday it was fine. But from Monday, the spaza shops are opening and helping the members of the community. Yeah, the thing that I played this role. There are kids which are under our development. I tried to conscientize them that there is the lockdown coming to effect immediately, so they mustn't go out. They mustn't come and request for the ball so that they can play as groups. Soccer, netball, athletics, and cricket. All those activities are zero. There's zero activities when it comes to the kids. So no kids are playing. The kids are not playing the games as we are talking right now, in order to prevent the pandemic. And it is not only the kids only, even the parents. Only the parents who are going to the shops there and there, but you can't see people hanging in the streets or roaming the street just for fun. For my family, I tried to go out to the places like Malamlele so that I can get the masks, but I was shocked to find that then there's none of it. People, they are out of the shops, are out of stock. So that was the situation that was happening. But as we're talking right now, I can tell you that the kids have to be at home when they play. They can go outside. They can go. They must be in the family vicinity so that we can monitor the work that they do. Right, for the lockdown, previously, all I can say is that we are using soup in many instances. For instance, everyone, when you go out, when you come back to the house, you must make it a point that you wash your hands and everything. So members of my family, all I can say is that after the pandemic, all I can say that even to the members of the community, I realized that the way in which people wash their hands, it improved significantly. So as I'm talking to you, in my house, everyone, when you go out, you wash your hand. When you come in, you wash your hand. So it is a norm now. And I was joking with them that we must continue with this one even after the pandemic, because it improved in one way or other. It improved in the lives of the of the families or the community when it comes to hygiene. Mine is all I can say. I used the cheaper method because when you go, when I went to Malamlela, I bought the sanitizer that is simple, like waterless one. It didn't cost much. It was literally less than 20 rand. And the family members are using it regularly. So these are some of the things that we have done in order to make the point that we prevented the pandemic. Nope, there's no running water in my house, even to the members of the community. Only there's a section in our community which have a running water, but from our side, uh, a, per month, it might happen that the water we receive water once or twice. So the running water is far away from us, but we have to contain water so that we can use it for longer period. When we were stuck by that corona pandemic, we were still having some water in our household. That's the reason why we were able to date. I can say that we are able to move with our lives without water. We use the containers that we had previously. The time water was in our houses. So that is the thing that we are doing for now. We are coping under this difficult situation. Yes, yeah, that is for years we are used to it. Even when it comes to building a house, you must know that from bricks, making the bricks and everything, you have to buy water. That is a situation that we are having in our deep rural communities. When it comes to water, that's the reason why you find that there are people who are complaining that where are we going to wash our hands? Where are we going to do this? The reason being that it's long the issue of water. Yes, people have to wash their hands, but there are people who find it difficult than ourselves when it comes to having water. We are used, as the members of the community, we are used to buying water in order to survive. Don't have any of that. I'm using the small drums that I can, the 25-liter water containers and the 20 liters. We are having them in large quantity. Where when water is available, we try to save water in those containers. So that is the reason why it keeps us going every day. But it's not easy without having a bowl around. Yeah, almost two. When we receive water this week, for example, for today's is Wednesday, we have to wait for another, maybe after a fortnight later is then that water can be accessible in our household. Other than that, we have to ensure that we use the buckets around. You have to hire buckets so that they can assist you when it comes to water. Other than that, it is difficult to survive. We have the means to survive in our deep rural communities. It is difficult now that there is corona upon us. It is more extremely difficult to cope under this situation. Yeah. We did when we got paid, or when we got paid on the 20th of March. We bought this. It was a monthly grocery. So on our side, it wasn't that difficult because we didn't have to rush to do the panic buying. On our side, we were settled when it comes to that one because we knew that on a monthly basis, we have to do our monthly grocery for the family. So even now, we are on a relaxed mode. Like for instance, a day before yesterday, I have to borrow I have to give my car to my younger brother so that he can transport my mother, who is a pensioner, so that she can go to Guyana and collect money. It was easier. Even yesterday, I have to assist my in-laws with my car so that they can access Guyana easily because the laws are being applied. You see, because only the driver and only the driver and the pensioner who can be the occupants of the car, and it is good. It is good. That one I have to commend the government, that only the people who are only a driver and the other occupant. Yes, and my family, we are satisfied with what we have, and we hope and believe that it will sustain us, supplementing it with the harvest from our nearby fields. We'll be able to cope under this situation. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. And there are vegetables. All right, we've got beans. We have got beans, and the watermelon, fruits, and it's sustaining us. It is that small. It's small, but it sustains us when it comes to the situation like this one. So there is no rush to the shops. We're not panicking, and everything is under control. And the other thing, beside that, the other thing that we are doing to make the point that even we are conscientizing even to the other members of the community, because we could hear that before the lockdown, there were kids who were playing soccer. There was a tournament after SAFA and the PSL have made the announcement. So because they are amateur teams, they don't follow the rules. So, but for now, everything is under control. We try to conscientize even the members of the community that let us abide by the rules. We are saving many lives when the government have done their part. It is for us to play our role. They can't. Not every day they will knock. They will knock on our doors, but we have to play our part to ensure that we we save lives. Because let me give you an example. When the countries like America, more than plus minus 700 people died in one day, and you go to countries like France, if they registered more than 400 a day. We have to be concerned as citizens that this thing called the corona, this pandemic, it's upon us, and we have to abide by the rules in order to minimize the spread of this virus. There are members of the community who are using the social media, and which are our target group are the youth, which spend a lot of time on the streets. So these are the first people whom we can reach out easily, because they are using the social network more than anyone in the community. So we are sending the message to them that we have to abide by the rules. And besides that, once in a day, I try to take my car so that I drive around. I can able to check even the kids who plays cricket, soccer, and netball, to see to it that no one is exposed to this pandemic. So, and it's gratifying to see to it that kids are obeying. Even today, I was shocked when the kids were saying that they were saying something of corona, that there's corona, you must wash your hands because there's corona. I overheard on the street, kids were saying that one, that they are corona. So as for us, another way of educating, we're using the social media frequently, so to ensure that we reach out to this target group called the youth and the adults who are using this media as a form of communication. Other than that, when passing the village, I can do once in a day, I can go out, but I make it a point that sometimes I go to the local sports facility to check the security personnel there. I can be inside my car and greet them and not coming out to close to them, because as you have heard that we are moving from the social distancing to physical distancing. So we must make it a point that all these sectors of the community abide by the rules and not expose going to the shop where it is necessary. Other than that, people are we're encouraging the members of the community to that the question that you asked me, that I'm one of the influential members of the community. I can interact with the chiefs. I can interact with the men of cloth, the pastors. So it is easier to send the message across, and I'm very much grateful about the little role that I'm playing for the betterment of this community. Even during this corona pandemic, I'm able to make the little contribution, conscientizing the members of the community to to be indoors, to leave home when it is necessary. Other than that, I'm pleased. It's almost now we are talking. I'm busy talking with you. I'm looking on the mirrors. I can see. I didn't see anyone passing via my family street. It means that there are members of the community, even the deep rural community, who are abiding by the rules of the government or the regulations when it comes to the corona pandemic. Yes, definitely. Let me be honest with you. Before the lockdown, there was a funeral in our local area. We used to go to the funeral, and the message of not touching, not shaking hands, were being used even by the pastors during the evening prayers. So it is of great significance to work with these stakeholders, because when we work with them, in the process we are enabling our society to be healthier in conveying the message. So we are pleased with that one, because interacting with these stakeholders, it is not difficult. When you go to the pastors, you go to the local headman. When you want to send a message across, they will give you a green light that go and do it for the betterment of this community. So that there's a good working relationship among ourselves as the members of the community. For that one, I would like to say I salute the community that I'm living in ensuring that we understand each other. Even now, the message you go, because when it comes to the imbizos, uh, there's no imbizos going on in the community. There are no meetings going on in the communities. Why? Because the meetings that are being organized by the local Indunas, they are not going on. Why? We are still observing the 21 days lockdown. We are five. I'm one of the luckiest, because in my house there is a community library initiative. We're having a lot of books, so these kids are reading the book. They are reading the books. Even mine, I picked one of the books that I received, that one of the Roman Empire. I'm trying to, after 21 days, uh, on my side, it is saving on our side, because I will have known much about about Rome and the emperor and its empire. So it is helping us in order to read the different books. When we after these 21 lockdowns, the members of my family, because the books that we borrowed the other guys, we told them, because there's lockdown, they can use them until a lockdown is over, and everything is settled. Is then that we can be able to take some of the books that we'll be receiving books, and we'll be giving out books. So the kids we are engaging them. There are videos. There are videos that they are using. They are watching those videos from the from the computers. They are using them, and they're watching the news, and we're allowing them to, when they want to see the the children games, they must be given ample time, because this is the only place where they can play inside the house. In the process, they are being protected against the pandemic, which is wiping the world. Yeah, it's four books. When one borrow more than four books, because I know that a month is not enough. But we start. I can give. We give. I give that particular person more than 5 weeks, so that uh, he or she can be in a position of using the books, giving quality time, knowing the environment that we are in. It is easier for the borrower to make use of the books, because he or she knows that the time is longer than the one who's borrowing one book. One book I can give you 2 weeks or for 5 days, but when it comes to some of them are academic books. So I can give you a month so that you can read them. But in case you finish off one of the books, you can bring it back so that the other members of the community, they can make use of them. But the books which are out for now, I will receive them after the lockdown and everything is settling, so that we too, we are not we are safe when it comes to this pandemic. Yeah, I'm very much thankful because of the support that we are getting when it comes to receiving the books. The books that we're receiving from Johannesburg, USA, Biblionet South Africa, Kaiser Chiefs, Trace Williams, and United Nations, and other members of the community from Gauteng who play their role in ensuring that there is a community library. There's a secret. The secret is this one. Um, we have moved from saying that a library is a building. We started a library from our mind that when we go to the building, we should have done much when members of the community will be in a position of using the library more effectively because they started using a library from the room. So our site is a legacy on its own. So when it comes to the books that we have received, we ensure that the books must be kept safe in order for the future generation to use. Like, for instance, the book that I'm reading now from Rome. Just imagine if I didn't receive it from someone. Someone gave us the book. So out of those books, I picked up this book, and now I'm living with the book as everywhere I go, I must have it with me, so that when I find a place to stay, I can read that book, and it's very interesting. And another thing is this: after 21 days, I don't think I should have read the entire book because of one thing: the vocabulary. Let me emphasize this once more: the vocabulary. You can't pass by each and every page of that book. You can't page through the vocabulary that was used in that book. It's amazing, and for that reason, even mine, I'm developing my own vocabulary by using that book, and it's a legacy on its own. And I'm very much grateful to the one who gave us this book all the way from Johannesburg, saying that there is a village called the Shivulani under the leadership of Chief Edmund Dumazi. There is someone who is collecting the books for the betterment of the community. And now, the very same books are, it is wealth to us. It is not money in the bank, but our money is in our mind. So I'm very much thankful because the books that we are reading, they are enriching ourselves so that we can be a better citizens. I've learned something inside that one of that book. I've learned about family trees. The family trees in Rome, the dynasty in Rome. I've learned a lot from that. So far, it's only 6 days, but all I can say is that it feels like I'm in Rome already. Thanks. During the lockdown period, because I'm not accessing more books from outside, but in my home, I've realized that the kids were given work to do, so that after this lockdown, when the school reopen, they must be up to the task with their school work. So that is the work that we are doing to help the girls, so that by the time, but the other guys, the one who's doing grade 11 is coping with his schoolwork. The one who's doing grade 5 is coping with his schoolwork. We are assisting them there and there, so that when the time comes, I told even the members of the community, someone is in Palabo, right? I asked her, what are you doing? Are you having the books where you are? So we are trying to conscientize the members of the community, especially the youth, that the school didn't close. It is only the lockdown situation that befell upon us. But when it comes to education, wherever you may be, try by all means to make it a point that you are up to scratch with your work. Try to be familiarized, familiarize yourself with the term 2 school work, so that when everything is over, you go back to school, you find that you're up to scratch. You mustn't close the activities of the school in your house. It's only now that you are not allowed to go to the school to learn because of the situation. But in your respective home, make it a point that school does not close. Even some of the Someone sent me a program that like question papers using the WhatsApp. I'm trying to go through it so that we can distribute the information to because I have to first understand the content inside so that I can see to it that it is relevant to the learners. If that's the case, we'll be giving the learners information about the previous question paper so that even this time the work of the school mustn't suffer, it must continue. Yes, and I promise you that the day an institution is going to build a sport facility and a community library in our community, your names will be there, will be engraved so that everyone can see to it that before the construction of the buildings of the Strach facility, there were people who played their role for the betterment of the community before the construction of the building, which people will say this is a library, this one is a cricket facility. But behind the cricket facility, there are people who are planting the seeds today for tomorrow for us to harvest. Thanks a lot.